Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Kohler Services.
And as was the story around the country yesterday, signs of patriotism are overt and in abundance.
Al Michaels on Monday Night Football 23 years ago, as then Packer Chris Giese was carrying out the American flag in the first Packers game back after the September 11th attack. So we mark that anniversary today. Tausch, you were on that team, man. What an amazing moment of all the things that we all remember about, where this country was at that time. The couple weeks we went without sports, which bring us together. How important that moment was on national TV.
Yeah, I just remember that whole, it was probably a 2-week window where, we woke up and it was like legit just like this. I had a 8:30 in the morning hit that I was doing as a young player up in Green Bay, and that's when all of the news was breaking, and then all of that uncertainty, and then, going in, because it was our off day, it was a Tuesday, and we went in on Wednesday, and none of us as players, coaches, had any concept of what was going to happen. The games were not canceled at that point, and then that week everything gets canceled, and then I remember, a bunch of us went down to Milwaukee on that weekend because we had the weekend free open now because the games were canceled, and I just remember how patriotic everybody was. I remember we were sitting in a steakhouse and firefighters came in and everybody was, putting money in and just give it just that unity, all of that, and then that all culminated with that clip that you sent, because then the next week the NFL decided it was time to get back out there, get back to normalcy, and that game, it sticks with me forever because I'll never forget the raw emotions of being at Lambeau Field that night, and when Chris Giese, who had served our country, carried that flag out, and the cascade of emotions throughout that place of trying to get back to some normalcy, and everybody was in it together. It was a really powerful night at Lambeau.
What did we do? I forgot, Tausch. Did we push the season then? Just pushed it like a couple of weeks and then
it was later? So I think they got rid of because we ended up playing. We were supposed to play the New York Giants that week on the road. So obviously we kind of knew we were not going to be playing. That's at least what we thought. Obviously, because we weren't far from where all of the Twin Towers fell. So then they just added a week, and then I think somehow got rid of the bye week between the Super Bowl what I think happened. Everything got pushed. So that was that was how that all shook out. And that, of course, was the Michael Strahan sack game where he set the record with sacking Brett Favre. And it so happened it was in January instead of, obviously it wouldn't have happened in September.
And you make a great point, though, about how badly we needed sports. I mean, this is still a place where we come together. There are very few things that we all do together in real time anymore because of streaming and because of stuff like that. But we still largely all watch the Super Bowl live when it happens. These events bring us together. It was so important.
Yeah, and now, I mean, if you look at it, it's just think of even how much more things have kind of gotten separate from where it was even in 2001. But I'll never forget Mike Sherman was our coach, and I think, at that point everything was, let's figure out ways to help, people donate blood and everything else. And Mike Sherman said, let's not diminish. Now, granted, police and firefighters, obviously with what they did, but don't diminish the role sports has in life. And kind of what you just echoed there, Vinny, the sports is really important. It means a lot to a lot of people, and make sure you take that responsibility seriously in your preparation and everything else, because you have a chance to do some really great unifying things because of the community and how that all shakes itself out. So that was one thing I think in sports we all think it's a little frivolous and it's fun, and it is. It is fun, but it is really important too.
Thanks, Tausch. Really appreciate your memories on that today.
You got it, guys.